So, I think we saw a piece of this during
Oh my god!
Miyamoto,
He's 12.
game developer
Yeah.
at Nintendo. For the earliest video games, one programmer could develop a whole game by themselves. As technology advanced, sound and music specialists and graphic designers have also played a part in
This is
development.
amazing. It's like fucking drawing it
Since
out by
Donkey
hand.
Kong's release
Oh my
in
god.
1981, I've created games where Mario uses his jump abilities to face off against
Wow.
rivals. The idea for Super Mario Brothers
Holy
was born at a
shit.
meeting where I presented my desire to create a bigger hero who runs around in a setting
Whoa.
with beautiful graphics.
So he's got a mouse.
We discussed whether
fuck.
this will appeal to the current market and brainstorm new ideas.
Oh my god.
That's
Yes.
fucking batshit.
That belongs in a
We
museum.
wanted to create a
Totally.
robust Famicom game where
Don't handle it with your hands,
move around.
Miyamoto-san!
It's a Xerox.
Put on the Mario gloves.
It used to be normal
Clunky.
for Famicom games to have stages that didn't scroll. There was side-scrolling for some shooting games, but not for any other.
It'd be very cool to see a museum
We wanted
exhibit of
to
all the old
create
shit.
a game where large characters are
Wow.
animated in land, sea, and sky settings. This was probably the first Famicom game I've created which had blue skies. Before, I focused on creating
Mario was
a
terrified.
landscape so it's easy to see the outlines.
Can't wait to murder me some mushrooms.
Here you can see some drawn boxes with notes saying
Jeez,
Mario, enemy, and ground.
When we were looking through the old documents, we found this.
We did.
This is actually very precious. When we were first thought of Super Mario Brothers, we were talking about making a game utilizing the Earth, sea, and sky.
Wow, he was in a cloud that early.
And this
Yeah.
is when we were thinking about how to play in
Just
the
couldn't
sky.
handle it.
He suggested Mario to float around in a cloud and shoot at coins from it. But I gave him a solid nope because it was too much work and impossible to do at the time. But now you can.
So
Oh,
in
that's
Super
awesome.
Mario Maker, you can move around in a cloud and throw fireballs.
You can finally fly around like Lockington. This was finally made possible.
30 years later, it finally happened.
That's crazy.
Love to see
First,
an exhibit of all
We
that shit.
decided what kind of
Only
course to
today,
make.
with today's technology, can we do this.
We didn't really use computerized tools.
Took 30
Instead,
years.
we
Pass me a
hand
beer,
the
Kyle.
stages
Of course.
and
Actually, we're out of
inputted
beer. Do you
data
want a
based
drink?
on those
Sure.
drawings. For
Gin and
example,
tonic
Rubber
or rum
gin.
and
we
coke?
drew the layout of the stage
Rum and
on
Coke.
graph paper, like this one here.
Fucking grab.
And then we
Yeah.
handed it over to the programmer.
That's how you
who
did it.
Inputted it
Well,
after
yeah, back in
converting
the
it
day
to
when I was
numerical
obsessed with
data.
SimCity, I'd go to school with graph
So,
paper
we
and
didn't
plot out
see
my
this
next city.
course
Christ.
until the next day or so.
Always rail-based. What a fucking hippie.
This
I didn't
is
want
a
pop
stage
pollution in
layout
my
for
city.
What appears on a TV screen. When zoomed out, it is just this small segment on this course map. This paper layout was handmade by us.
That's fucking
So
crazy.
this is how we
What?
planned out a side-scrolling course.
Oh my god, that's
If there are too many edits drawn on the paper, we layered on some tracing paper to write some more.
You did it.
yes.
We took this process very seriously because programmers put a lot of time inserting this data manually. We couldn't slack off or experiment too much with the program.
If we kept changing our minds, the programmers would scold us, saying, "This is the last time we're changing this."
I used to look
We wrote out what
inside
kind of stages we
the
wanted
cart
to create on a giant whiteboard.
at all the
Then
little
we created
copper
a layout
pieces, the
by
teeth,
pasting notes on the board,
counting
like
them and
what the
figuring
background
out,
should
thought
be,
that I could figure
or
out how
what
many
would
levels
appear.
there were to go. Because each tooth clearly represented the
The
level.
process is actually
really
still the
cute.
same
That's really cute.
for the Super Mario series. We needed to make tools easier to use for creating side-scrolling stages. So the tool developer team worked on creating the basics of what would become Super Mario Maker.
The tools are a little different, but the creative process is very
Thank you.
similar.
You're welcome.
This project began with the idea of, wouldn't it be fun if these tools became a game so anyone can create these levels?
We thought about shipping everybody
One
graph
of the things we
paper,
focused
but that was ultimately
game
cut.
Mail it in.
So anyone
The
can
self-addressed
make a stage
stamped
super
envelope.
easily.
IGN gives it a 8
We
out of
didn't
5.
want to have strange scenes.
In the end,
pop
we
out
settled
during
on
the
a graph paper
experience
amiibo.
and wanted to avoid things that would take away a player's time.
Those glasses, eh?
In Super Mario Maker, you can immediately see
Yeah.
what you've created, so it's fun
bad with
being able
Nintendo
to
money.
edit it on the spot as much as you want.
Yeah.
After 30
Instead
years,
of
no
just
shit.
coins, you can add enemies into the blocks.
Yeah,
That's
you
terrible.
jerks.
The enemy you placed in will pop out. But if you
That's
put in
awful.
an large enemy,
Yup.
the giant enemy will
The
pop
process
out.
is
Whoa!
really impressive
As a
how
developer,
slick
the
it is
reaction I'm hoping
and
for
fun it is to create
I wonder what happens
things.
with this.
Yo, guys, how do you
Oh,
get
it
the
worked.
big enemies?
Yeah, how do you make big
We
enemies?
needed
Hold
to
caps lock.
physically
And how do you
Have
get
you
the
tried
things on their
adding
head?
a mushroom to an
operate a
enemy?
program we were working on. After a game was complete, we'd put a
I would
different
drag a mushroom
program
over
in the
top of an
cartridge
enemy.
You
and
give
had
them a
fun playing with it.
mushroom.
Ah,
It's
This
intuitive.
experience in mind, we're hoping players will have a similar
Apparently
experience
not
in certain
enough.
characters with Amiibo.
I'm sorry.
We thought about
Holy
how to make
shit.
the Amiibo experience fun with this game. By using Amiibo, you can replace Mario with mini
It's fun
Mario
watching
characters.
them
To celebrate Mario's 30th anniversary,
as
we made
proud
8-bit Mario
papas
Amiibo.
looking at
Oh,
all
for
the,
sure.
the world they
If you stand
created.
in, Mario will grow a little bigger than usual. The Amiibo also
Oh, you
appears a little
shake
larger
the
than the last
thing
one.
and
So
Yeah,
Mario
I
I know
really
how
want
to.
that
similar
one
to that.
just to have it.
I think there are many types of people out there, like those that like
Fuck,
to
they
create
got
fun
me.
levels, and those that like to challenge. We're hoping that both types of people will enjoy playing this game. There are levels already available to play.
Oh, Super Meat
So
Boy?
players could use them
Yeah.
as a reference. in
Why
building
is
levels
Big Level
and help
so
give them a
fucking
general
big?
idea of what this
Yeah,
game
I
is.
love Big Level.
I'm definitely
Novelty.
I'm not
It's
that good.
so big!
Well, they seem to have said something funny there.
I'm definitely better at playing them.
I'm not that good.
You've had 30 years!
There's a function where you can upload the stages you created online.
I downloaded the levels from the
You can also pick out
championship
courses you're
already.
interested in,
Or
which were uploaded by other players.
unlocked them, I mean.
To me, if it's someone I know, like Fiskasan, who made a level, that alone is fun. But also, if he takes something that I made and he edits it a little himself, that's also interesting. Having a sample to work from changes the way you play.
You'll be able
Yeah.
to play Mario games like never before. People ask us
yeah.
whether it's fun to create your own things.
Do you think Miyamoto likes baseball?
The result is something that we can create. So you
Oh,
actually-
yeah.
He's Japanese.
Yeah.
How to upload these to me.
I'd like to go to a baseball game with them.
Oh, that'd be fun. I wonder if he'd be passionate about that at all.
Hey, smile.
He'd be like, yes, it's okay.
Politely.
We gotta keep this moving along.
Yup.
Oh my god! It's ridiculous!
このビデオテープで任天堂のテレビゲーム
Wow.
がどのようにして出来上がるかがご理解い
Look
た
at
だ
that
けたと思い
fucking
ま
plot
す。
printer,
ありがとう
too.
ございました。
Arigato gozaimasu. He said
Wow.
mashita. He's cute.
Very cool.
Alright,
Yeah.
more show and trailer after this.